what's up everyone? Dark Ramos here with the Volume Profile Nerd, here to go over my trade review for Tuesday, May 30th, 2023. And yeah, today overall I felt like it was a good technical day. I did have a pretty good day. I felt like my C game was pretty good. I did drop the ball a little bit at one point, but for the most part I felt like my C game was pretty good, and knowing when to play the micros and when to play the minis. So yeah, I'll go over all of that in my trade review today. So I'll quickly go over kind of the ruling reason for me today. It was this hourly range from 419, 421, 22. So it goes way back. But essentially I was just watching, once we had the big pullback in the morning, I was watching this POC here, and then I was watching this value area low here at roughly it was 14,390 around there, and I had a target at 14,392. And I was watching, along with this hourly structure, I was watching this daily structure from 411, 421, 22, which goes back to here, this structure right here. So yeah, I was watching this structure, the POC of the structure, because I felt like sellers wanted to tag that POC today, and they did, and then we got a bounce from there. A few other things that were kind of the ruling reason for me, or things I was looking at and were standing out, was this daily POC on QQQ, or excuse me, daily value area. So this daily value area is from February 1st through February 17th, or kind of January 31st through, I would say February 16th, kind of, this range right here. So what I noticed on NQ is that we pulled back below it, and then we back tested it right here for like a 15-minute lower high. And this was something I was paying attention to, along with some 5-second, 1 minute, and hourly and daily structures. So I was noticing this, and also on SMH, one thing that kind of was a good clue was this daily value area low. Once SMH got to this point, we got a bounce near the end of the day. So this is just something that I'm incorporating more into my trading, is looking at the sector and ETF daily ranges, because I often find that they can help with the futures trading. So I recently added SMH to kind of what I'm watching. I also added Apple and Amazon because I want to know if those are helping or hindering NQ. And it's a bit hot here today, so kind of a little sweaty. But yeah, and I also watch, so I watch SPY, QQQ, XLF, XLV, IWM, and I just added today semiconductors, Amazon, and Apple. So just keeping a pulse on that, so I can maybe discern some information from those different names that could be helping or hindering the NASDAQ. So yeah, that's just we kind of held it to the T, this value area low, and this daily value area low is from pretty much this upper range here. Whoops, I don't know why it's doing that here on the ETF or on this chart. But pretty much this whole range here, we pulled back to the value area low, and once we got there, we had a pretty nice bounce from there, which helped, the NASDAQ bounce. All right, so yeah, I'll jump into the trades I took. Just went over the hourlies. So this is the daily. We couldn't quite get to the value area high, and then got to the POC, and then on the hourlies, I saw we couldn't get above this value area high, and so I was looking, we couldn't find acceptance above this range, so I was looking to potentially rotate to the other side of value, which we did. We oscillated around the POC, got down here, and then we got to the value area high of this 418, 419 range, which was around the time that SMH was getting to that daily value area low of its daily range, and then we had a nice bounce from there. I picked up a little bit of flow state later in the day, and for me, it's kind of like trying to, or like capitalizing on that flow state a bit more, because even though I had a pretty decent day, like there were really nice plays that set up even after I had I was up on the day. But for me right now, it's just about making sure that I'm growing as a trader and, taking in all the pieces and aspects that I have here laid out for TA and everything. So yeah, I'll jump into my trades that I took. Another theme today was I kind of I had good trade setups, but then I second guessed myself, and that cost me today. And so I'm just wondering, like, maybe I shouldn't second guess myself, basically. But yeah, I'll start with the morning. So basically, yeah, we had a gap up open on both ES and NQ. We did fill the gap on both ES and NQ for sure. We filled the gap. It was a pretty large gap up open, but we filled it, which was interesting to see. And yeah, so I'll jump into the trades I took. The 1 minute range that I was watching on NQ early in the morning was this overnight session 1 minute range. I don't often have overnight ranges in the overnight session, but this one was just really nice. It was just nice and sideways. So I felt like sellers would have to get through this to start proving something. And so, yeah, I used this, and I'm wondering, let me just see something here real quick. Yeah, no, I think the range I drew was pretty good here. I just grabbed all this down here. Probably could have just grabbed maybe this sideways and maybe this piece, because this is another little piece that's sideways. Yeah, and from this little piece, we rejected right from the value area high here, right over here. Yeah. Either way, I felt like it did tell a pretty good story just grabbing this entire range. So yeah, buyers initially, we opened, and I'll go to the 5 second because I was using the 5 second. And wow, it's really hot. Okay, so should probably can't open a window because it's kind of loud outside. But yeah, I'll jump into the trades. So we opened 8:30. We opened right here, right around here. And so we got a bounce above the open. We pulled back below the open, couldn't find acceptance under this overnight range, bounced above it, got above the open, then got below the open, and I thought we would hold maybe this value area high here. So I did make a play on the micros, just set a limit. That's the other thing I think I did well today. I don't think I marketed in on any trades. I'm trying to think if I did. I might have maybe one, but it was mostly limit orders today. If not all, maybe like one or two weren't, but I can't remember if I did market in at any point, but it was all limits. So here I set a limit at like 14.03 and then just got stopped out. We got to the POC. I could have been a bit more patient. This is a big bounce. This is a big pullback. Maybe some oscillation could be warranted there. So yeah, could have been a bit more patient. Rejected from the value area high, rejected. Couldn't get to the value area low here of that overnight range, bounced, and then buyers got they held the value area high here, kind of oscillated. Then buyers got a good bounce above the open, and we couldn't quite get to the overnight high here. So I had some plays set up here early in the morning where, we had this sideways range. And so I was looking to a pullback to here to potentially tag the overnight high, but never got it. We had this sideways range, and then we had this little one, but never got a pullback, down here to then get up here. So after this, I was fairly patient. I did take one loss on the micros on the morning. So I just was patient to see like where sellers going to step in. And I think at this point, let's see. Yeah, at this point, I'm recognizing we're at this value area high of the hourly. I'm pretty sure I recognize this. We're at this value area high. And I was just thinking that buyers couldn't quite get to this daily value area high up here. So I'm just watching to see if sellers, if we reject convincingly from this value area high. And this is when I started to think the short was kind of nice because we did get a really nice pullback here from the hourly range. And I was just watching, wait, let me see here. Let me go to the 1 minute on the hourly. That's the 5 minute. Yeah, so I'm watching the 1 minute here. And yeah, we did get a nice pullback from the value area high of this hourly range. Couldn't find acceptance in the pre-market session. And then we got a nice rejection from it in the regular trading hours session, or the cash market session. And so we got this nice pullback, and this is where I second guessed myself. I literally had a limit order at 14,528. I had it right here, but then I thought to myself, what if we get up here and we reject from this little range right here? And so I moved my target to, I think, 438 or something, or 439. Excuse me, 14,539 up here, because I thought maybe we tag this. And I just moved my sell limit up here, like near this range. I think it was 14,539. But this was the play. We rejected right from, we got to 1430.25. My stop would have been at 14,533, above this value area high of this range. And because I moved it, I didn't quite get this trade, but that would have been the trade. That was literally, we didn't get above this level for the rest of the trading session. So yeah, just kind of second guessed myself there, and just watched this price action develop. We held this POC here. That was nice. We got this nice sideways range. This would have been a nice play here. We got below the open, rejected here. I didn't take this play. And I'm thinking at this point, let me see here. This was 849, 840. Yeah, the reason I wasn't convinced in the sell yet was because if we go to QQQ, QQQ was still at this point above, was still within its daily, this daily range. And so I was just using that as a bit of confluence, and just watching to see, if sellers step in convincingly. Apple just got a big pullback. Yeah, so Apple got a big pullback. So I'll show Apple real quick. Apple got a pretty decent pullback to this daily POC, so 849. Yeah, so Apple got here, like 849 is right here. And, I thought to myself, if Apple gets to the POC and bounces like this, then I'm not sure if I'm ready for the sell quite yet. And Amazon, Amazon had just gotten a big pullback. It was heading to the previous day close, and I thought maybe Amazon's due for a bounce. So I wasn't quite convinced on the sell yet. I just wanted to see if things would play out. And ultimately, I wanted to see sellers crack this overnight range. If sellers couldn't do that, then I think I'd be more aggressive with the long. So for me, I was just looking for more market generated information here. And I even think 849, let's see, 849 SMH, SMH at 849. Yeah, 849, SMH was still pulling back here. And I think, couldn't quite get to this POC. And, was pulling back quite a bit. Oh no, it was still, SMH was still kind of heading up. So I was just looking for more market generated information, and mostly, seeing if QQQ would hold within this daily, POC here, or daily value area, to maybe tag the POC. So just waiting. I knew if sellers got below this, then maybe a back test of it could be a good play, which was right here. And I didn't quite grab that. It was funny, the whole morning I was thinking that's what could happen, and that's what did happen. And it was just like, I think I was receiving more information. I was just, I don't know. I could be a bit more aware of these levels here to be patient enough to see if a play sets up there. All right. So then we finally, we got below the open, got through this range, didn't even back test the POC, and just got a nice move down for sellers. It's funny in hindsight, like looking at this now, it's a pretty big move, and I don't remember thinking that. I don't remember being like, oh wow, like I don't know. I think I was just like, yeah, just trying to be present and, seeing if anything would set up essentially. But yeah, I saw this big move down here. And at this point, I'm thinking sellers want to tag the value area low of this hourly range at, so it was around 1439, yeah, 1439, 25. So I'm thinking sellers want to tag there. And because they didn't, I think that's what had me more aggressively looking for the short. So, because I thought sellers could get there, and yeah, so we had this nice sideways range here on the 5 second. Probably could do more like this. Yeah, but essentially this is what I was looking to play off of, looking for another leg down, because this was a pretty decent move down. So I entered short. It was around the POC here of this range. Entered short here, and got stopped out. We just headed a bit higher. Then we got another nice sideways range, and so I looked to play short off this. And what's nice is I'm incorporating developing value into my plays, and that's something I'm going to look more into, because I find, once a sideways range starts developing, that, I can play off developing value. So for example, like let's say we have a sideways range here, we bounce above, once we get back into the range, I can look to play off developing value to get to the other side, and things like that. But yeah, sometimes I do want to wait to see if it, like how buyers and sellers play out the range, and then I have conviction either if we break below it, I can get the back test, or if we break above, I can get the back test on the pullback. Either or, just getting the back test. So yeah, I saw this sideways range. I saw we broke below it here, and so I set a limit right at I think it was 14,436 or 14,437 right here. Let me see, what time was that? 9:15. Yeah, 14,437. Got risk-free quickly, and then got stopped out here, which is fine. A nice risk-free trade. And then this is when I started to think that, let's see, this is 9:18. So 9:18. 9:18. Yeah, this is when I start to think that maybe buyers are going to step in here a bit more convincingly, because we were still around this POC. This is the POC of the hourly range. And actually, I think what made me take this long was that I knew this was at 9:18. I knew QQQ was still 9:18. Yeah, I felt like QQQ could get to this daily value area low for the back test. So I wanted to enter long for maybe a few points. But if that was the context for my long, I think I had a sell limit up here at this value area low of the overnight session, and we didn't quite get there. And I think that was my idea. I felt, maybe what I could have done is sold one when we were close to it, and then left another one to see if we get, either into the range or reject from it, to then sell the other piece, because I did have 4 contracts. And I'm just wondering here, 9:18. Yeah, we were, yeah, I think we were getting above this POC, this hourly POC. And so I felt we could get maybe another little leg up, which we did, but I didn't execute it as well. I think I could have cut, one contract, at least at 14,470. But, had 4 contracts, got risk-free here, and then got stopped out here. So break-even trade. And then I look to play off this range here. So one thing I've gotten kind of like used to is just visually watching where we approach the value area high of a range. So I'm watching the value area high here, and I have a limit at, I think it's 14,448. Let's see, 926. I might have marketed in because I got filled at 14,44750, or maybe I did set a limit because this is exactly 14,44750. So I got filled here at the value area high of this range because I thought maybe sellers would do this, which they did, yeah, it's exactly kind of what happened. I got risk-free here, and sellers couldn't get convincingly above this value area high. My stop was 447. It was at 5.2, 5.250, so a little bit above here. There we got to 5.150, so yeah, my stop was 1 point above that, so not bad, because sellers couldn't get convincingly above this value area high here. We pulled back, and this is where I think my execution could have been better as well, because it was just a risk-free trade, but I could have noticed this range a bit more because we held the value area high pretty much to the T of this range. You know, if I draw it up, something like this, you know, we held the value area high. But at this point, I'm thinking we're going to rotate back to, let's see here, right here. Yeah, at this point, I'm thinking we're going to rotate back to the value area low of this hourly range. So I had a sell, I think I had my first chop at 14,403. So just a little bit below that. And then my other chop was at 14,392, right above the value area low of the hourly range right here. So just missed my 14,403 fill by maybe 2 points. So let's see, the low here was 14, no, by a good amount, by 5 points. So I was looking like right down here for my second chop. So I got risk free, and I was looking to chop one contract at 14,403 because it was kind of the low of the day. So I thought we might get more into this range, but we just held the value area high. So that's something I got to be a bit more cognizant of. I could have set the sell for the other contract at 14,410, and then to see if we'd get to that lower target of 14,392, which was like down here and closer to the overnight low. All right, so this ended up being a risk-free trade. Got risk-free here, and then I got stopped here. And then, yeah, then I decided to go long. So I really should draw up this range because, you know, as I'm watching it, like I know I can kind of see what I'm watching, but just to make the trade review a bit more clear. So at this point, I'm watching this range here, and now I'm thinking that buyers do want to tag this value area low of this overnight range, and looking at QQQ. So this was at 950. Yeah, QQQ is here, so I'm thinking QQQ could get to up here, which it did. So after we get above the value area high of this range, I enter long. Nope. Yeah, after we hold the value area high, I enter long shortly after that, get risk free here, and then I get stopped out here almost at the low to the tick. So the low was 14,447.50, and I got stopped at, yeah, right at the tick, 14,447.50. I got stopped out right at that low. A little unfortunate. My stop been just maybe a couple ticks lower, I could have benefited to get to this value area low here. And that would have been 50 to 70, maybe 20 to 25 points, something like that, which is quite nice. But I did get risk free and then just stopped out here. And then for some reason, I decided to go short, and I'm not sure what prompted that. Yeah, I'm not sure I love this trade. I'm not quite sure what prompted this short. This was 959. Yeah, not quite sure. I thought maybe we were close enough to this that we could pull back. And maybe SMH, 959. Yeah, no, nothing there. I think maybe Apple gave me something. 950. Yeah, no. Yeah, not sure. Don't love that trade. Going short here because we're above the value area high of this range. So I just, yeah, not quite sure why I took the short here. So or the short here. But I did enter short here. Let me see here, 959. Just trying to see if there's a reason why I entered short. Oh, wait, yeah. Let me see here. 959. Yes, now I remember. Okay, yep. Okay, so on this hourly chart, I drew up this entire 1 minute range. And so I was just watching, we got above the range and we got below it. And so I was looking for like a little back test of the range to then head to the POC. And so I was just watching this 1 minute range on the hourly to see if we would kind of get a little back test and then head to the POC. So that was the thesis of the short. So I did get risk free because we did get a little pullback below the value area high of this range. But then, buyers did hold this value area high of this little range, and, it was pretty much a risk free trade. So I had 5 risk free trades in a row, which is fine. It shows me if had I been scalping, it would have been really nice. Especially this one, I felt I could have benefited a lot from, and this one for sure could have benefited a lot from. So this one, yeah, this was around 20 points, and this one was 47. Yeah, this one was close to 40 points. So 60 points, kind of on risk-free trade. So yeah, just shows me that I can, be a bit better with execution and maybe look to cut, especially if one contract is well into profit. Like one contract is well into profit here. If we don't get here, I can chop, at a psychological like 470. And here, like if we hold this, just chop one, because I think that would be a reasonable place for buyers to maybe step in. Yeah, or was it here? Yeah, it was here. So yeah, could have executed better, but these were all, risk-free trades. But I'm warming up, I'm feeling like, okay, you're warming up, your execution maybe on taking profit could be a bit better. So yeah, just continuing with the day. But this is where I kind of did drop the ball a little bit. For some reason, yeah, I thought, I saw we had this sideways range. And for some reason, once we got here, I thought we were going to hold it and head to this POC up here. Like I had it convincingly in my mind that that's what was going to happen. And I'm not sure why, like we just rejected from the value area low of the overnight range. Had I been paying attention more to QQQ, that was kind of the spot where, we just rejected from the daily value area low here. And yeah, right around that area, it was 1040. And this was, 1040, same kind of spot. So I'm not sure why I looked for the long, so many times here, but I saw this range. And I think the reason I did look for the long was because 1040. Yeah, because I thought if we hold this little range here that I had drawn up on this 1 minute, if we hold this, like if we hold the POC, maybe buyers are looking to get back to the value area high here. But didn't love that trade given the context on QQQ and, the context of this larger, the daily usually kind of supersedes the hourlies and any kind of time frames after that. So the fact that I felt like sellers could try to get to this POC, we did have this big pullback. I don't know, like if going long here was that great, and especially given the context on QQQ with that daily value area low. But I just had it in my mind that we could tag this overnight session POC up here. So this is where I got caught up. And the biggest mistake here for me was how many trades in a row I took with the same thesis after, not realizing that maybe this isn't the greatest thesis. So I entered long here. I saw we held the POC. If I draw this up right here, and essentially once we held the value area low here and we got above the POC, I entered long up here. It didn't even have kind of the best trade location. and then got stopped out here. Yeah, so I am looking at this range. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. So then once we got to the POC, I did enter long here at the POC, but it was right after I took the loss. So this is, let me pause it for a sec. Yeah, so this is where my C game kind of fell off because I took one loss here, entered right after the loss, entered here at the POC, took another loss there, and then re-entered again once we got back into the range at the POC. And I think I almost got risk-free on this one. I entered at 46450, 46450. So my break even would have been 6950. And yeah, off by like a point. So yeah. But yeah, this is where my C game fell off a bit because I took, the same trades 3 times in a row. And given context, we just rejected from here. I could have been more patient, and we couldn't quite get to the value area high here. So that could have, had me less adamant about the buy. At the first attempt, okay, that's fine. Even the trade location could have been better. I could have entered at the value area low here to get risk free here. But this, I think, definitely could have been mitigated. And this one as well, after 2 losses in a row, that's kind of the worst part. Like the biggest thing I have to clean up is taking multiple losses in a row. Yeah, it's just one of my biggest things. And then shortly after I took the same play, after I saw we pulled back, I think this one is not that bad because I could have, been more patient here and just waited. I didn't have to enter long right away. But once we got the pullback, because the thing is like, if I take a loss, there, usually something better sets up. Like, and maybe I just wasn't ready for the trade. Like somewhere, like I just wasn't ready or present for the trade. So I can miss these 2. And then after this bear break, couldn't get to this value area high of this range below. We get back in, back test the value area low. I can enter here to at least get to the value area high and get risk free, which is what happened. I got risk free here and then, got stopped here, which is fine. But these 2 trades I think could have been, they were kind of unnecessary. Take one loss and then be patient, see what else sets up, and especially given context, right? Like buyers don't have to jump in here, right? Like sellers control the morning and, we just rejected from here. And again, this QQQ level, I could have been a bit more cognizant of, because maybe sellers step in here. And the play honestly would have been, maybe skipping all of this to see if sellers get under here and then look for the back test here. And that would have been a really nice play. All right. So yeah, after this, yeah, that would have been a beautiful play. Wow. Really nice. So after this, I feel like I've warmed up enough and I'm seeing sellers are kind of proving it. So I decide to work with the minis, and this was 1121. Yeah, and at this point, we're getting under this POC here, this hourly POC. Buyers couldn't find acceptance above after all this oscillation. And so now, sellers got below it, and I'm thinking sellers want to back test it to head to the value area low here of this hourly range, which is what happened. And I was able to benefit from that trade. So I did take a trade here on the minis once we pulled back. So I was using this range here from the morning. And once we pulled back under it, couldn't quite get to the value area high and then got to the value area low here. I looked for the sell. I think I had a sell limit at 14,438 right at the kind of value area high, value area low of this range. And I think it coincided maybe with the hourly POC. Yeah, it was at 14,43975. So I thought to use that 1 minute range from back here. And maybe I was using that hourly POC. I'm wondering, did I have this drawn up? No, I think I just drew this for the trade review, or maybe I had it drawn up. Yeah, or maybe I was watching it, but yeah, I was mostly looking at that hourly POC at 14,439. So entered here on the minis. Yeah, 14,438 had a sell limit here, got risk free here, and then got stopped here. By just a few, one more point, and I 44325, and the high was 44450, so a little bit more than a point, but did get stopped here. But once I saw we pulled back and got under here, I think I saw we got under the POC. Yeah, I feel like I might have had it drawn up, but we got under here, and then I looked for the sell again at 1443. Where did I enter? Yeah, 14,440. I think I had a sell limit. I want to say I did, and I do want to say that I used this range here. I feel like I maybe was watching something else, but let me see here on the hourly. This was, I'm on ES. The hourly 14,439. Yeah, I was mostly, I think, just watching. Yeah, no, here it is. Okay, yep. This is it. I was watching this entire range right here, and I was watching the POC, and the POC was at 14,438. Yeah, at the time, I think I had it drawn up. Was it like this? No, I had it drawn up like this. 14,438. So I think I did have a sell limit at 14,440, or I might have marketed in. I think I might have marketed in here. So it got filled at 14,440, just one tick shy of this little high here, and got risk free here. So I'm on the minis here, and my target was, I think at this point I drew up this. So my target was just above there at 14,413. And I think I saw once we held it here, because I was waiting to see if sellers would kind of prove it, and we would get to, let me see here, to this, 14,392. That was my ultimate target, 14,392. But on the minis, I didn't want to sit through the lower high, so I just cut it here at 14,413, and that was my biggest win of the day, right here. So yeah, I was happy with that. At this point, this got me nicely back to green, and was happy with that trade. So after this, I still recognize that sellers could get to this value area low here of this hourly at around the value area low is 14,390.25, and I think I was targeting 14,392 or something like that, around that level. After this, since I'm up on the day, I decide to play with the micros, and so I did take one short right here on the micros right here, and this is because at this point we're approaching the value area low of this 1 minute range I have on the hourly chart. If I draw it out, it would look something like this. So I'm just kind of watching it and seeing if we'd reject from it, and it's pretty much close to the hourly POC as well, but just a little bit lower. But essentially, I look for sellers to I look for sellers to reject from the value area low of this range right here. So that's why I entered here, but just a little bit too early. I think my sell limit was at 14,425, around there. 14. I might have marked it in, but I filled at 1425.50. I feel like I might have put a sell limit, but yeah. So entered here and then just got stopped here. So just a little bit too early. We headed to 14.432 and I got stopped at 14.30.50. So a little too early, and that's fine. Then I saw this pullback and I thought to myself, okay, we could hold this value area low again. So I entered short again near that value area low at 14, and I'm pretty sure I had a sell limit. Yeah, I think I had a sell limit at 14.424 and my stop was 14.429. So yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, because I thought to myself, first my sell limit was at 14.425 because I think I just put my cursor over here. Yeah, and it was 14.425 exactly. And so I just decided to front run it by a point. So 14.424 was my sell limit, and the stop was 14.429. So definitely giving that little bit of wiggle room would probably had me more comfortable because I missed the stop by like 2 ticks, which isn't great. So I could have left it at 14.425 and had a little bit more wiggle at 14.430 up here. Yeah, up here. But, stayed in the trade, didn't get stopped out by a few ticks. So my thesis was good. I think I can just put that limit. I don't always have to front run it. Sometimes front running works, but it's usually it's still something I'm kind of working on. But the thesis was good here, holding that value area low of this range here. But maybe you can try it for that little more wiggle and just leave the fill at 14.425. So yeah, then so entered here, got risk free here. Then I chopped one more contract at 14.403 because it was kind of the low of the day right here. It was the POC of this little range. So chopped one contract here. And then my target was 14. What was my target here? 14.392. I think that was my target. Down here, 14.392. And no, for this, I thought to 5-minute stair step it. Yeah, that's what I did. I was looking to 5-minute stair step it to see. So this was at 12:53. Yeah. So I thought 5-minute stair stepping it to. No, was it here? Nope, it was back. Let's see, 14, 12:16. I think it was 11:45. So yeah, it was right here. So for this, I thought to 5-minute stair step it. So I put my stop at the high of this 5-minute candle right here at 14.413, I believe, or 14.414. Yeah, 14.414, because I thought if we 5-minute stair step down to this POC, I want to be in that trade. And the POC was like 14.362, and I would have cut it at 14.372. So I thought maybe, just holding for 5-minute stair step, and just, my stop was at 14.414. And yeah, so that was the trade. Just got stopped here, but a decent trade on the micros. This was almost 40 points on the micros, which is really nice. And yeah, so after this, I did get another really nice trade on the micros. This is when I felt I started to kind of get into a flow state, because I could kind of see the levels. I could see that, sellers were kind of in control. And so I decided to kind of make this play here. So this play was, let me see, this again was playing off of the value area low of this range here. This 1-minute range that I drew on the hourly. So yeah, I just decided to recycle the same play. My sell limit was at 14. I feel like I might have marked it in here. Um, yeah, maybe I did recycle the same play, but I got filled at 14,421. Not sure if I put a sell limit here. Maybe I did. But again, I think I'm just eyeballing this and thinking we could reject from there. Like sellers don't want buyers back into this range. And we just rejected from the hourly POC as well. So I'm thinking sellers want at least down here at 14,390, which I was looking at 14,392. And so yeah, so I entered here at 14,920. I feel like there was another reason. Maybe it was just that value area low of that 1 minute range. Yeah. So yeah, entered here for the short, got risk free here. I quickly sold another contract here because it was close to the low of this. And I want to say too, I think it was developing value. I think I was looking maybe at developing value here. It could been a reason I entered. Maybe I might have been looking at developing value. I'm not sure, but yeah, entered here, got risk free here, sold another contract near these lows. I'm not sure, like I don't know why I sold that second contract or that third contract. I think it was just realizing that on a few contracts I didn't take profit, and I don't know. And I was up on the day and I just wanted to like add some icing to the day, so I was like, yeah, just get completely risk free and maybe a little bit of profit, and might even pay for commissions or whatever, and then just leave one contract to ride to that to a specific target. Yeah, so my target, actually at this point, my target was the POC of this daily range, which was at 14,362.50, and I front ran it by about 10 points. So my target was 14,372, and this was probably one of my better trades of the day as well. We got right to target 14,372 and did have a bounce pretty much from that area. So this got me in total 49,305, got me like 40, like 40, 57 points, close to 57, 58 points around there, 56 to 58 points on the micros, which is a really nice trade. And then I think I might have left my stop at 2 points or something, or my target was like 2 contracts instead of 1. So I accidentally went short here on 1 contract and just quickly exited, and I lost like 1.5 points. Like it was very negligible here, but just shows me to pay attention to the broker, and make sure I have the right amount of contracts for my targets and things like that. Because once I covered a contract here, this target was for 2 contracts and it should have only been for 1. So I think, yeah, I entered short and just, or entered long here. Yeah, entered long here and just took a 1.5 point loss here, but very negligible. But after that was my trading day. I had no real desire to trade. There was a few trades that I was watching and that set up really nice. I did at one point have a sell limit here at 14,318 because I was playing off of it was the end of the day and I just felt like sellers were in control most of the day. So I felt like maybe just taking one more trade, but I did have at one point a sell limit at 4,318, like right here. And we didn't quite get there. And then we had a really nice pullback to the overnight low. But I was watching this, but I think I wanted to see this to then do this, and we didn't quite get here. But these were nice plays, held the value area high, back test off the POC here, get risk free, and then, maybe target the overnight low here, or at this point. Yeah. Let me see. This was the end of the day. Oh no, the other thing, let me mention this. The other thing that I was watching, and And I think this is where like I had flow state and I could have trusted it, because once we got this pullback here, we got this pullback, and I'm watching this 1 minute range on the hourly, and I'm thinking, we got this pullback, and I'm thinking if sellers hold here, we could get down here because we have a bit of a gap here, which is exactly what happened. But at this point, I'm kind of working and doing something else, my other job. So I'm not fully tuned in, but I'm like, I was watching that. And this was at 1250 and 1250. Yeah, 1250. Yeah, we have this little, we have this little range here. So if I kind of, let me see if I can delete this bigger range. Might be kind of hard. Let me just hide it here. I can grab it. Yeah. So yeah, I was watching this little range up here, and we rejected right from the POC, and it was the value area low of this hourly range right here. So that would have been a really nice play. You know, kind of a double top here, playing off this high. Had I entered at, 14,391, let's say, my stop goes above 14,395 or 96. Yeah, 96. Yeah, pretty much the top here. But given the context of that value area low on the hourly, I think this could have been a pretty reasonable trade to then get to the value area high of this range at roughly 14,346. And to get exact, it's 14,345.75. So saw that and I was like, oh, jam. Okay. That would have been nice. But then the other trade that I think would have been really nice too is once we get to the value area high of this hourly range right here and couldn't find acceptance back into this hourly range here, or like this entire thing, we couldn't find acceptance back into it, looking for the higher low to at least get to this value area low here of this hourly range, I think would have been reasonable. And we even got back to the POC of this hourly range here from 419, 421, 22. So the way that play kind of set up, like we had this sideways range here, we broke above it, and then I had this 1 minute range from yesterday, or from Friday. Was it? No, that was from today. Wait, where am I? Oh no, it's right down here. Yeah, no, this was from Friday. So this 1 minute range here, or this bigger one, was from Friday, and it was this range right here, and it was right above the POC of Friday's value and the previous day close. So yeah, some nice confluence there. Buyers held that really nice. So not only did I have this kind of, let me go back in here. Oops. Yeah, so not only did I have kind of this little base right here. Oops. So I had this little base here on the 5 second, and we broke above it. And then so we broke above it, held the value area low of this. I think it was another 1 minute range I had from Friday. Yeah, definitely from Friday. Yep. From Friday. And we held the value area high of that 1 minute range from Friday. So, a good trade could have been here at 14,350, and my stop would have been at 13,345. So right under this POC here. And it would be like, my stop would be like below this value area high of this sideways range. So that could be a reasonable trade. Enter here, and then to see if we'd get to the value area low first of this hourly range at roughly, 14,390. No, yeah, 14,390. Yep. And then, maybe leave a runner to get to the POC at 14,3975. Yeah. So 14,390 was right up here at this value area high of this range. from this. So could have chopped one there. And then we did get to that hourly POC at 14.3975, like right up here. And it coincided with this morning balance as well, from right here. So just a nice straight shot up there to the POC of that hourly range. Then we pulled back. So this is why I was looking for the short here, because I was looking for sellers to get back to the value area low of the hourly range, which is exactly what happened back at 14.390. So that's why I was looking for the short to do something like this. But yeah, didn't come to me. And at this point, I'm up on the day, and had we gotten to like 14.418, maybe. But at this point, I think I just cut my limits as well, because I'm not sure, right? Like buyers just got a really big move, and maybe they look to close a bit higher. But this was a really nice trade. I guess I kind of second guessed myself, but I just cut it here because I realized I'm up on the day, and I don't want buyers to end strong on the day. But given the thesis of holding the hourly POC, I think it was reasonable for sellers to try to get back to 14.390 right here. And we even got back to the overnight low by the end of the regular trading hour session, right down here. But yeah, that would have been a nice play. I think that was reasonable. Sellers just front ran it here a bit, or maybe it was even, because we did have this nice sideways range here. Right here. Yeah, we held the value area low of this little sideways range. So that's a nice takeaway, or a nice note for me to keep in mind. But yeah, that was my trading day. It's getting really kind of warm in here. But yeah, some good ranges and references to keep in mind. This bounce right here was like right when SMH, got its low as well on NQ. So SMH, the daily value area low here at 1303. I'm in Central Time. And this is, 1303 is when NQ started basing here, kind of on the 5 second. And then we got that big move up with SMH, doing well. And, Apple, at this point, Apple and Amazon. Apple's just not finding acceptance under this daily POC. Or that was right here. Yeah, Apple started getting a bounce going, couldn't find acceptance under the daily POC. And Amazon at 13, was at an hourly pivot from Friday and couldn't quite get below it here. And all that helped NQ get a nice bounce. And I'm sure other tech names at that time helped NQ. So this is a really long video. I was going to go over the different sectors, but SPY, nice rejection from this daily value area high. We'll see, what buyers do or sellers. I'll go over all this tomorrow because it's just really warm. But yeah, looks like most sectors got a little bit of a pullback today. XLE got a bounce, and XBI pullback, XLV pullback, XLU pullback, SMH pullback. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if this is if it's the start of anything, if it's the start of we're getting bull breaks with no follow through here. So maybe it's the start of maybe monthly consolidation or weekly. No, buyers still look good. We'll see. We'll see if it's just a quick daily higher low, or if it's more significant, or if it's just a red day today, and buyers just needed a breather. But yeah, XLE was the only kind of sector that bounced. But given the temperature and the context of the market right now, I'm not ruling buyers out too much at the moment. And Apple rejected from that value area high nicely. Amazon couldn't quite get back into this daily range right up here. Sellers might be looking to the value area high here, maybe tomorrow, but we'll see. Netflix, pullback. Google, bit of a pullback as well. but ended, yeah, got a nice lower wick. And that's the thing, like all these names, except Apple, Amazon has a lower wick. Netflix, indecision kind of, but has a lower wick. Google, lower wick. Microsoft, small red day, couldn't get above this POC here. Maybe sellers look for this value area high or value area low at 322.35 if they can't get acceptance above this. So just going to keep an eye on that. Meta pullback, couldn't quite get above this daily range from right here. So yeah, we do have this gap, but there's this daily range here that buyers couldn't quite get above. And see if we rotate back to the value area low here at 358.70. Yeah, 358.70. See if sellers can get there, which is not that far away. Maybe like from where we closed, it's about 1.4% away. And Tesla, kind of indecision, but we did get above this value area high of this sideways range. Did get a nice bounce, or we opened above, this range. Got a decent bounce. Yeah, and then let's see, we got a, let me see, we opened, we got a pullback initially, and then we got a nice bounce from, this value area high. Yeah, so we pulled back. Yeah, and then get a nice bounce there. I think I read that correctly. So we opened. Yeah, we opened here, got a pullback, then bounced, and then ended here. Is that right? Yeah. Coolio. All right. So yeah, Tesla, if we can hold above this value area high, maybe buyers want this value area high of this sideways range right here at 206.56. If not, sellers are looking to get back into this range right here, and the POC is at 195.87. NVDA, yeah, biggest red day, could be a climax maybe. Yeah, it's a big upper wick, and yeah, we could see some, if the low of tomorrow breaks, daily consolidation is underway, and then how much pullback will be telling for NVDA. So I think sellers will be scouting hourly lower highs on NVDA. Yeah, we shall see. Yeah, but that's all I got. Yeah, NVDA is still kind of up in thin air here, so we'll see if some range is established. And maybe if we look to the regular trading hour session, yeah, I think sellers want to get back to this sideways action right here to maybe just going to eyeball it, 38882 around there. Sellers can get there and maybe buyers hold. So maybe a quick daily consolidation and then a move up. But if sellers get below this, sellers could be looking back to this daily value area high down here, which would, we'd get back into that gap after earnings, which, it's this little range here from the high. So we'll see. Maybe sellers do back test this and buyers hold it, and we get maybe something like that. But we'll be keeping an eye on this 15-minute range on the regular trading hours, because buyers want to hold this definitely. If sellers get below this, then we do have quite a bit of some gap there. A lot, actually. That's a 12%, almost a 13% gap, 12.74% gap if getting below all this sideways here, right here. But we shall see. All right. So yeah, one day at a time. The AI sector did well today. Not really playing AI. There was a nice play that I think I've at one point could have gotten, but for me, it's just NQ, getting really proficient at ES and NQ, and mostly NQ, and watching the different sectors and tech, and kind of gauging information from that. So another long trade review. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's a bit warm, and but yeah, glad that I go over all this because it just helps me gain context and clarity on the day, and lets me, give a nice overview of the day. So yeah, that's my trade review for today. Stay tuned for my morning prep tomorrow. I'll go over the sectors and tech in more detail, a little bit more detail tomorrow. But I kind of went over it a bit here at the end, but I'll definitely go over it again tomorrow before opening bell, and I'll go over the different levels on ES and NQ and what I'm looking at. All right, so that is my trade review for today. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next trade review. Thank you. Nice.